Hi again then guys, and welcome to another speed tune, of course, for Forza Horizon 4. We haven't done one in probably 2 weeks or so now, but what better way to get back into it than with one of the new fastest cars in the game? A returning car, actually, my personal favourite Koenigsegg, the original CC8S. I expected this car to be quick, but thanks to the fact that you can convert it with a 1300 horsepower engine, also of course from Koenigsegg, it gets pretty rapid, that's for sure. Now, for acceleration, it's not necessarily quite as quick as, for instance, the Agera RS or even the 1-to-1, but for top speed, it's great. It's, as I said, one of the quickest cars in the game. Now, as far as the upgrades go, I've fitted it with all-wheel drive. I would definitely recommend that. It just helps out so much. It helps out off-road, it helps out with handling in inclement weather, it helps out off the line, of course. If you want rear-wheel drive, you can do that though, so of course it's all down to you. And this tune is, incidentally, on my storefront. It is the Group X version. You could detune it to S2, but of course it won't necessarily be quite as quick, so I'll leave that to you if you want to. I might upload that version as well to the storefront, but for the moment I've just got the Group X version. And as you can see, fast it certainly is. The quoted speed of 284 is, as I said, one of the quickest in the game. Now, as far as the gearbox goes, I'd recommend a final drive of 2.8. Then the individual gears are pretty familiar to those who have used my tunes before. 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.75. Then as far as the alignment, again, if you've used my tunes before, you'll find a lot of this very familiar. Neutral, camber and tow. That is primarily for all-wheel drive though. If you do stick with rear-wheel drive, you might want to give it a bit of camber for stability. As far as caster, I've gone for 4 degrees. For the anti-roll, 25 and 20. Springs on 70, 95 and the lowest ride height on the front and the back. Dampers on 9, 11, 4 and 5. Aero, of course, doesn't apply, and I would not recommend fitting the racing wings because you simply don't need them for a speed tune. Of course, they do give you good handling, but you sacrifice some top-end speed and also top-end acceleration as well. And as far as the diff, I've gone for 100% on acceleration. Not really any surprise there. 0 for decel, and of course you could change that up if you want to, and a 70% rear bias, because after all it is a Koenigsegg with 1300 horsepower, so of course you want to have enough going to the front end to keep things under control. So that's it for the tune. And of course, as far as parts, most of you know the drill anyway, but if you don't, just fit everything that makes the car as good as it can be. So the clutch, the diff, the tyres, etc, etc. For the rims and stuff like that, you can pretty much choose whatever rims you want. I've left the stock ones on there, for instance, but that's down to you. So of course what you want to see is how quick this car can be in action. Now, as far as performance on this goes, I said that technically it's not necessarily quite as quick as the newer Koenigsegg's, but it certainly doesn't feel slow, and the handling is fantastic. It has a totally different handling signature to many of the newer Koenigseggs. They tend to be much more slippery and also kind of twitchy in some cases. This one, it has much more smooth, late 90s / early 2000s supercar kind of vibes, like the SLR, the Carrera GT, that kind of thing, which of course is appropriate because that's when it's from. So overall, I'm hugely happy with this car. I love the CC8S. So of course, if you use this tune or if you grab it from my storefront using the keywords down below, I hope either way you have a ton of fun with it, and you can click right here on screen to see all of my other tunes as well. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.